problem. Yes!
Welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, please follow us on all our social media platforms, including Instagram, Threads, X, and Facebook at Wrestling Realm. Like, subscribe, and engage in the conversation with us. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. You can download all of our audio content anytime on Spotify. Watch us and subscribe to our Twitch channel at The Wrestling Realm. I am your host, the big dog, big man himself, realist, the real Dwayne Allen in the building, and he is your host, super producer, season 3 championship culture coming soon. Brother Hugh has a third, A to the A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R, to the D in the building tonight, even though he looks a little disengaged right now. It's okay. And he is your host, not just any guy, but the guy, the curator of championship culture, Brandon the Guy in the building for tonight's show, and he is your host, Mr. Steal Your Goddamn Show. He once was a face, and now he's a villain for more reasons than one. The one, the only, Mr. Hollywood. Brian H. Waters. You got all the necessary tags, but it's okay. But
right,
it's okay. But we are here for the Wrestling Realm. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. You guys good? We moving and shaking? We straight? We good? That's okay. The bros, they still look asleep. They're not here yet. It's okay. We'll move on.
Cooler. I got
it's cool. I can tell.
I got coffee, and my Orioles are whipping up on the Dodgers. I am good.
All right. Well, for anybody else that's cooling, head over to WrestlingRealm.com, where you can buy all t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. So if you want to support the Wrestling Realm, or you just want to buy some of our merchandise and apparel, because we are a very professional podcast, we have merchandise, and you can do so at WrestlingRealm.com. So once again, if you would like to get any type of merchandise, apparel, if you're going to show that you are a proud wrestling fan, you can do so at WrestlingRealm.com. And guess what? If wearing Wrestling Realm merchandise isn't enough for you, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm for all exclusive shows and bonus material. Just be patient. There will be more content coming soon, more than you probably can handle. But until then, what can you do, Brian H?
Pay the 1, pay the 5, pay the 10, pay the 20. Go to Patreon. Yes.
You can subscribe for just as low as $1. We have multiple tiers and plenty of content coming soon. So shout out to all of our current patrons and thank you for supporting. But if you want to be a part of that clique, no pun intended, please head over to patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm for all exclusive shows and bonus material. Now, if you want to advertise with Wrestling Realm, you can now officially do so. If you want to sponsor a segment, or maybe we can just partner up and do some business together, please contact us at wrestlingrealm@gmail.com. So please put in the subject line, advertise. We will hit you up. We will give you some rates, and we'll see if we are a good fit for each other. Now, listen, we have Bash in Berlin coming up. We just fresh off of All In 2024 in London. But if you want to save yourself $20 on tickets, any one-time purchase of $50 or more, head over to SeatGeek.com and use our partner code Wrestling Realm. That's right. We have partnered with SeatGeek, and we are here to save you some money. So I'm not sure if it's too late to get your tickets to Bash in Berlin, but hey, it's worth a shot. So
is it international?
I don't know. Guess what?
Bad Blood, though. Yeah.
Bad Blood in Atlanta. See, if you can't make Bash in Berlin, you could definitely make Bad Blood, but you can't make it. Most likely, wherever you sit at, you're going to pay more than $50 anyway. So do yourself a solid. Use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Gentlemen, we are here today. We are here in the mix. But before we get to here and now, there's a mystery going on, right? It's because usually every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, right? There's a show. There's a new brand to the wrestling realm that everybody has got to be familiar with by this point, but it's been absent for about a week or two. It is now, what the heck is championship culture? Don't act like you don't already know. In case you haven't noted, there's 4 screens with belts everywhere. Championship culture every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/wrestlingrealm. Now, gentlemen, season 1 has come and gone. We enjoyed it. Season 2 was ridiculous. It came and it conquered and it did so much more. Season 3 is a mystery because it has not shown up yet, and we don't have an official date, but we did know that championship culture season 3 is just around the corner, across the street, up the stairs, down the stairs, any and everywhere. Gentlemen, do we finally have any type of update, any type of confirmation of when season 3 of championship culture will be appearing?
Oh, my brother, testify. Wouldn't you like to know? Remember, well, remember, we was parking the car on the last episode of Wrestling Realm. This time, we're walking up the steps. We're almost at the door. Yep. So it's closer than what you know. But trust me, stay tuned to the social medias. If you go over to Championship Culture _, you'll start to see some exclusive things to tell you when the next date is coming. But trust me, we're walking up the steps to there. And for season 3, you thought season 2 was interesting? Well, you know what? If you haven't seen season 2, go over to youtube.com/wrestlingrealm and look at the playlist for Championship Culture and catch up on season 2, season 1. Just catch up on all things Championship Culture. And trust me, you can still make some comments because, somebody lives in the comments a lot. But I will tell you this. Stay tuned for Tuesdays. Brother Hugh, you got anything to add, or did I give him enough?
Every belt has a story.
Okay, there we go. That's it right there. Because you sure? That's all.
I'm cool. I'm cool. No,
I mean, no. Because remember, in many ways, yes, every belt does have a story. A belt is more than just a functional item.
Oh,
it can carry personal significance. It can mark a milestone.
Okay.
Or it can serve as a symbol or style.
Talk to him.
It can even show some achievement.
Well,
it can be for the culture. But here at Championship Culture, we're going to tell you how every belt has a story. And as a preview, that's enough for you, Rollins. That's all we're going to say.
Amen. Hallelujah. All that.
Well, at some point, you've got to give the fans something to look forward to. But right now, we've got more riddles. But I tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting season 3 up and rolling so I can say...
The yippee is what gets me. And real, what's your notes? I'm gonna just.
That's the excitement for. He always pops. He can't keep it together.
Because that yippee.
That's the excitement.
I will tell you this before you get into your notes. Season 3, the bird is staying, but the bird is gonna be special for season 3.
Okay. Oh. Well. Listen, I'm all for evolution, and I'm not talking about Triple H, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair. But I will say this: championship belts, they represent so much, right? They represent individuals, they represent trophies, they represent prestige, they represent titles around your waist. That's my movie phone voice, right? But one thing that they don't represent is they don't represent the journey. That's okay. I will leave it. You guys want to be cryptic? I'll leave it cryptic too. Remember this last quote before we move on and get on about today's show. The dream is always free.
I like that. That was we're going to clip that off. You remember that, Mark?
I want to do that.
The dream is free, but the journey isn't. Never forget that, ladies and gentlemen. The dream is always free.
You sound like my Alabama pastor.
Eh?
Oh my God!
The gospel's free, but the ministry costs. That was his word.
Oh boy, how fitting! Now listen, like Brother Brandon said, if you want to catch up on what the heck we're talking about, or you can't seem to figure it out, head over once again to youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm, playlist Championship Culture, and you can catch up on season 1, season 2, and might be a bonus episode or 2 in there as well. So definitely do that. Gentlemen,
my good friend Carlos Herrera, who David Shoemaker says pro wrestling's Forrest Gump, is in the building. Said belts hold up your pants.
Wow.
If y'all don't know why he's pro wrestling's Forrest Gump, just know every great moment, every great show, he was there, including the night Austin stunned McMahon for the first time. He's actually in the screen.
So he's actually there. You know, Forrest was in the background of every single thing. He was he's there.
That is true.
Every major event in history, Forrest Gump definitely.
I just seen Forrest Gump back in January. I ain't finished the movie.
Time out. Sorry. Hold on.
Hold on. What? Right.
When you say you just seen it, like recently, or you saying like?
Let me tell you what happened.
No,
Ringer was doing the rewatchables that was December or January. They was doing the rewatchables live, and I had a ticket, comp ticket. They said, "Come on down, get a chance to see Bill and all the higher ups who were on that show, the rewatchables." And I was like, well, I think I should actually watch the movie that they're going to be talking about. Live audience in DC. Got to have dinner with Britt Waters beforehand. And I remember.
How was she, by the way?
Britt is good. She actually headed up the NYC. Well, she's probably there for the US Open. I haven't had a check-in. We got to have our annual sibling check-in. We haven't had one of those in a while. But yeah. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna be watching Forrest Gump. So I'm gonna, go. But they're gonna be talking about it. But I had just seen like the first long half of the movie. But yeah, solid movie. One day I'm gonna finish it.
Wow. Okay, that movie came out in what year? 1990? What? 5, 6, 4? I don't know.
It was definitely something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was early 90s.
I knew the amount of movies I haven't seen. I was too busy watching wrestling.
I knew I was going to say because you just could never pull yourself away from the wrestling ring.
Hey, shout out to Troy on them tapes.
That has nothing to do with being available to watch other things, especially during that.
When I wasn't watching that, I was watching his quartet tapes. That's the best part of having an uncle brother. Like we're 11 years apart, so he was teaching me the business or teaching me how to play drums.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why Troy didn't teach you how to be a Power Ranger. Why he didn't teach you how to be an X-Men. Why didn't he teach you how to be a
Transformer? Keep going. Voltron,
Thundercat. I mean, there was other things that you should have been doing at the time, but I ain't mad at him. You, like I said,
totally unnecessary. It was totally unnecessary.
Didn't tell him how to pick up a comic book. Couldn't give him at least one comic book.
There was no comic in the family. I don't think there's not one. I don't think there's one comic book fan in the family.
I think that changed. I think we should make Bryan.
Yeah, because you done corrupted your nephew.
No. Listen, if you think I corrupted him before, I think we should take Bryan H, get the cameras like this weekend for you guys, and let's make him go to Baltimore Comic Con with his children and let him engage in the culture.
He got to be there at a costume con. He got to be there at a costume contest day, and he gonna be overloaded. He is gonna be sensory overload.
I was gonna go to New York Comic Con last year.
That's
too much. That would have been too much for you.
I was going to go see Mercedes.
No, you have to see everything. You can't go to New York.
You can't go to Comic Con and see a wrestler. You going to have to go and
you got to see everything. That's the
he going to be there. He going to be there with like a Jim Lee is there and make him stand in the line to get an autograph.
Yeah,
like this.
We got to figure this out, brothers. We got to come back to that. We got to get Bryan.
I'm about to see who. Let me see who's going to be there. That doesn't.
Yeah, what's the BlurCon? That was enough.
No,
that's more anime. No, that's anime.
That was a slight morsel. Okay, but apparently you guys went on the road. The Wrestling Road was back on the road this past week, huh? And guess what? Man? We got footage. For those who are listening or maybe watching, the Wrestling Road went to New York. And my Scott Hall, WCW irritating about WWF voice. To catch JobberSlam, Battleclub Pros. Is this their flagship event? Is this their main like
it's
annual show?
Summer,
it's SummerSlam.
No, it's not the anniversary. It's more like the SummerSlam. It's not the anniversary.
Okay, so this is their big. What is their big summer event? Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
JobberSlam. JobberSlam 4, for Battleclub in New York. The brothers hit the road once again. Something we haven't done in a long time. We haven't done it in full force, but hopefully we can do it soon. But 3 out of the 4 hit the road, and I heard you guys had a good time. So, gentlemen, let's talk.
We play Hugh's theme song. Please tell me it's the clip with Hugh's theme song.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Let's preface the people. So, how did you guys? So how did the trip come about? Like, what was the thought process? I know, brother, you hit us up. Was like, hey, listen, is anybody hitting the road this weekend? And like I said, at least 3 out of the 4 brothers was able to make the trip. But how did you guys like it? How did you guys like the trip? How did you like the atmosphere? I seen brother Guy and brother Hugh in Times Square flicking it up, taking photos, showing teeth. We see brother Brandon at a comic book store. Brian H is Mr. Cameraman. I enjoyed every last bit of it. But how'd you guys like the Wrealm on the road?
Oh, I liked it. I loved it. I mean, it's been a while since I've been back to New York, but it felt good getting up there and just chilling and meeting all the folks and the fam that live up there, and just having a good time and just chilling and watching some wrestling. It's always a good time when you do that.
Okay.
I was about to race Sonic too.
I saw the footage. I seen Sonic and Spider-Man. I was like, bro, let's see how this plays out.
Man, there was 17 Spider-Mans.
It definitely was. It was
17 Spider-Man
in real life.
And it was like 32 Mickey and Minnies. And then also like about 2 hedgehogs out there, Sonics out there. But I was about to race one, but I was like, look, man, I'm too fresh to be doing that. So
that is true, though. You were fresh. But listen, if you did feel comfortable, brother, I'm pretty sure you could have taken him. I'm almost sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I was going to take him. Mm-hmm.
What about you, brother Guy? How did you like it? When was the last time you've been in New York for a wrestling trip, buddy?
Oh, I think the last time was last year. It seemed like every time I go to New York, it's always for that destination, then go home. Never get a chance to be just a tourist, and that was my very first time ever just being a tourist. Really? And it was by happy accident because me and Hugh saw one time. Brian H. Hollywood had the right time, and we were like, wait a minute, and then it finally clicked as we were up there, and it was like, why do you think we left so early? Because we thought it started at 2, but it actually started later, so they gave us a chance to actually walk around and see all the things that you see on TV. So very interesting, very, very interesting.
All right.
Very.
You guys are being coy, Brian H.
New York has an interesting smell about it. That's what I'm going to say. It definitely smells.
I mean,
it smells like Times Square. It's tourist central.
It had a very unique smell, and I'm not.
Did you walk in the same places that Kevin McAllister walked in and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York?
I'm sure, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm sure.
You guys need to stop. Every time you, I don't know if you guys know those rules or not, Brian H. And you, I'm streaming on you because you didn't tell them. Every time you go any place that you've seen in a movie, you have to go to the same locations just to stand there. Even if you don't take a picture, you got to stand there, feel the spirit of that movie. And like in Home Alone's case, almost 30-something years ago, you're supposed to feel that.
He was in Times Square, wasn't he?
At some point he had to be. I'm going to go back and watch the movie when I get off this show.
I was gonna say I might have to go back and watch the movie. I was there, but it's changed so much. Think about it. Everything's pretty much. The probably only thing that was the same was Radio City Music Hall. That does look exactly the same.
Music Hall.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. You did it then. All right, come on. That's okay. Did you guys run into?
No, we was there. We do see Radio City Music Hall. I'm looking at photos. Yep. Yeah, they was there.
We saw it. We saw it. Yeah, we saw it.
Brian exactly the same.
Brian is the man who documented it all. How did you feel about it, man? Did you enjoy the show? How did you feel getting the brothers?
You know, my second home. It's I'm always up there at work and stuff. So
in
it was
New York.
Yeah. I trust me. A lot. Yeah.
Is it me?
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm here.
My bad. Yeah, but it was great to be the tour guide. Because usually, I don't have to do the tour stuff no more because I kind of know my way around. And so when we realized, I thought we was leaving early just to, beat traffic, get up there, relax, whatever. So it was a happy accident. I was like, well, shoot, let's go to Times Square. Y'all see all this stuff. I'm always talking to Brother Hugh about the MLB store. I've been on the phone with him a few times. Like, yo, they got this, they got that.
We get in there and they only had like 10 Oreo shirts. Like, come on, bro. Y'all disrespectful.
And 6 of them was the same player.
The same player.
So that was pretty cool. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. It was good seeing people.
I heard you had a good time, Bryan H.
Oh yeah. always.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so it was fun. But yeah, we got
shout out to do like, okay, what can I say? Yeah. But shout out to Battleclub Pro, shout out to JobberSlam 4 and all their success. And all, like I said, we have family and people that are from that area that have had chances that we've had chances to work with and mingle with. And like Bryan says, like one of the biggest things you go up for anytime you do a Battleclub Pro show is for the vibes. It's for the culture.
Absolutely.
Just the ethnic culture, but literally just the culture of wrestling fans coming together in such a gritty and historic spotlight.
Let me go ahead and preface it the right way, right?
By all means.
All right. I like independent wrestling. But up until 2021, when me and Brother Hugh went to Fight Club, it was very one-sided. I hadn't been to an indie show that felt like I was at a cookout. And when we went in 2022, that is, February 2022, the Fight Club, I felt like, we had the brunch with all the homies. Yep. And then, that's, rest in peace, Trey D, when, all of us is in the photo. And it felt like that. And that's the thing about Battleclub Pro. So it's like when I be telling people, like, I didn't get those same smells I'm used to getting in Dundalk. And I'm not talking about the gold plant. I'm talking about the black T-shirt smells. Like I didn't get that.
I was about to say the sewage.
Yeah, nah. So that was
not
the
best golden eggs.
Yeah, not the golden eggs.
The golden eggs.
So yeah, it was fun.
Okay. It was.
Well, listen,
it was.
The fact that you guys had that much fun, I'm sorry I missed out on it. Trust me, my day is coming, and it will. But guess what? We have a special treat because we did a whole vlog on it. And Bryan H and Brother Hugh and Brother Brandon, we got a special clip for everyone who didn't get a chance to be there. But this is the point of videotaping and recording and taking photos. That's the only way we can stop time and freeze it just for a moment. But ladies and gentlemen who watch it, if you're listening, hey, listen, turn it up, listen very closely so you can imagine what you're listening to. But for those who are watching, I'm sure this is a social media clip somewhere. Check out our social media channels, but you get to take a look at it now. Can we hit it now, Bryan H? We good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I dare you. You think you beat him?
Hell yeah.
We got the guy. He's out here. What you see?
I'm looking for a Green Lantern Forger.
Nah, I do know about this though.
Yeah, he's good.
Of all things, of all people to see.
This
right?
Gunther.
I'm about to race him. He got his big boy shoes on.
I dare you. You think you beat him?
Hell yeah.
We got Brother Hugh in the MLB store. They got more Oreo stuff in Jersey down there. We leaving the city. Head to Brooklyn now for JobberSlam. Man, shout out to Mama Wilkins.
Oh, she was at the show?
Yeah, she had a chair and it kind of was about to get dirty with Darius Lockhart. Wait, let me rephrase that. She was about to get mix it up with Darius Lockhart because he was, just going a little extra hard on her baby or her boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right.
Well,
right.
They was outside. Like AJ Francis with his shirt, telling his merch to him, "We outside."
And indeed, he was outside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like you all had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next time the brothers can hit the road, and maybe the realness might show up. Maybe he won't. Who knows? But
and you also get in the full video, you get a live breakdown of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship belt from the guy.
right smack dab right during the middle of the show. That's
Yeah.
a real championship culture thing to do.
It was definitely a championship culture moment.
Just smack dab in the middle of the goddamn show.
Hey man, I got the camera. You never know what happened. We gotta get content. We gotta get footage, baby. Yeah, man.
You ain't lying. Trust me. Content.
Wait till you see the footage of him singing Dolph Ziggler's music. That was the best.
Bro.
He started off, and I want to take him to it. He was like this. I ain't gonna do it.
I ain't gonna do it, bro. No.
If you ever doubted me, you been there. He just started going off. I was like, I knew it was coming. I said, just wait, it's coming. It's coming.
I ain't gonna do it.
He was like this. He was trying to look all cool. He was like this. You know, so all you saw was just you saw the hair start going. He was, and he knows every single comma, period, and exclamation point in that song.
Wow.
And he sings each one of them.
That is true.
It's
That
a
is
sight
true.
to see.
It is. Yeah.
Wow. Matter of fact, I'm about to go back and watch it now. Hold on, let me see it. No.
Get this dude off my team.
Who we talking about? Who we talking about?
Burns just
Who
gave
knows?
up a 3-run home run to Fernandez. Now it's 5-3.
Oh God.
2-2 pitch. Why the heck you throw a breaking ball down the Gunther middle?
Hey man, cool off
Real,
on the
man.
picture, man. That's a sensitive subject for us.
Right.
Man, best
Right.
pitcher ain't being the best.
Okay, well, you know who's being the best this weekend? AEW. And you know who's going to be the best this upcoming weekend? WWE's Bash at Berlin. Because that is what we are here to talk about. Yes, it might have been a little clickbait on the thumbnail where I said AEW All In or just All In or WWE Bash in Berlin. Now we have our strongest competing wrestling companies having pay-per-view weekends almost a week in between each other. And tonight we are going to preview Bash in Berlin, but we are also going to review AEW All In and maybe some of the things associated with it. Not to mention, we have to discuss the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan. I said that on purpose, so I don't care who listening or watching. I want you to know, if you're not willing to fight me, I'm telling you I said it on purpose. So that's what we are here. Because, you know, I don't do that. Say, I don't do that. And he'll got something to say. Bro, fight me. Fight me. Fight me. So we're here to talk about AEW's All In London, 50,000 plus, I'm assuming. Not to mention, we still have to talk about WWE's Bash in Berlin. Like I said, so we've gotten 2 solid weeks of wrestling in us that we're going to dive into and kind of discuss. Not to mention, we still have to talk about Daniel Bryan winning the AEW World Champion and what this means for him, the company. Was it good for business, bad for business, all that and more. But gentlemen, let's jump right into it. AEW All in London.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is I believe this is the second show they've done in Indy. I mean, in Wembley Stadium.
In London. Yeah, Wembley.
Stadium.
Yeah.
I believe so. Okay, right now the first one was there's a little bit of controversy to it. Yeah, just slightly. But we have the second one, right? And as you can see, we have the match card in front of us. But every time we do these type of reviews, the first thing I have to ask the good brothers is, first and foremost, did you enjoy the show? So, gentlemen, what did you think of AEW All In London, live, Wembley? I don't know about live, but in Wembley Stadium. Of course, it was live in Wembley Stadium.
Well, from what I saw, I only saw a couple matches. I saw maybe the last hour and a half, But from what I saw, I enjoyed it, and that's rare coming from me, talking about AEW. Now I was literally on the edge of my seats watching those last couple of matches, and like they delivered. I really don't have anything negative to say about it. I enjoyed myself as a wrestling fan. Was able to sit back and enjoy the story that they was telling in the ring. And hey, I had a good time, man. From what I saw.
Brother Guy, how did you feel about AEW All In London, the second one they've done at Wembley Stadium?
So by the time the actual show started, you'd already seen 746 wrestlers. That was my negative. Positive.
They got to earn a paycheck.
Yeah, it was like
you said y'all
get
do
everybody
something.
All of y'all, all 74 wrestlers before we even hit. And that's my gripe. But I will have to say this: I think some of the matches were out of order in the way that they were presented. Because I felt like it was usually for AEW pay-per-views, you could be excited the entire time. This time I felt like I had a lot of bathroom breaks that were built in, and that's just me going to certain matches because some of them I didn't even want to watch. I will say this: I love Sasha Banks. I do not like Mercedes Moné.
Nope, that was terrible.
I don't think.
You hear hot take
What's that?
quick? That was supposed to be the first episode of Riddles Reacts.
Ooh,
Mercedes
sure
Moné
enough was.
versus Sasha Banks.
I love Sasha Banks. I do not like Mercedes Moné. I love Sasha. I'm gonna keep saying it. I love Sasha Banks. Remember I made that comment about Will Ospreay was like, have I been wrong the whole time?
Sure.
I don't like MJF and Will Ospreay. I feel like the match had too many near fall or false finishers. I don't know if it's the right term to use. I felt like I was watching a match for what's going to happen. I couldn't enjoy it. Toni Storm and Mariah May, perfect. Could they have wrestled better? But it was a good story. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take the story over the wrestling in that aspect. And the main event, we could talk about our champion, but this match was for Daniel Bryan. This was not for Swerve. This was for Daniel Bryan. So I'm glad he was in that position, and I'm happy that it happened. And definitely, this will be one of those shows that you probably can go back and watch from the AEW card and just live in that moment. But I just feel like some things were wasted, like Chris Statlander. Should have had a bigger pop, been more of a focus in the show and not on the pre-card. But overall, it was usually I can give AEW pay-per-views a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. This one I have to give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay. I don't know if that was a good thing or bad thing because I feel like you gave it praise, but then I feel like you dropped your score. So I'm trying to, you threw me off that last.
Because like all the multi-man matches was too, like if you cut all those multi-man matches out and cut out the horrible Chris Jericho and Hook, because at this point I don't even care. If you only had Darby Allin and
Hey, don't disrespect Hook. Hook is a gangster.
I was about to say that was the best match on the card.
If you just had the women's title match, the world title, the TNT title, the international All-American, if you just had only the title matches, minus the tag team match, it would have been a 10 out of 10, I think.
Okay.
Because then the worst match would have been Mercedes and Bray. And I don't know about y'all, but I expected that to be the match to steal the show, and that was the match.
It
I'm
didn't
like,
do
what?
the numbers that everybody thought it was going to do.
I thought I was going to be.
If they
I
ever
thought it was going to be one of those things like, right, and I thought it was going to be one of those things like, oh wow, we got that and Daniel Bryan all on the same card. Which match was better? You know what I mean? Like that would be the topic of conversation. It's not.
It fell flat.
Yeah, and I love Sasha Banks.
Fair enough.
Why is it that all her matches fall flat?
You have beef with her. I know you do because you don't cut her no breaks.
I don't think Willow fell flat.
You don't think Willow fell? I don't think Willow should have been in that type of match, and I guess I'm biased.
Mercedes and Willow. I don't think that match fell flat.
Oh no, Willow definitely was, but Willow was the bigger star in that match. I feel like I remember Willow outshined her in that match.
We definitely walked away talking more about Willow Nightingale than we did Mercedes in that match. I don't know if that was by design or not, but didn't she like lose?
Yeah.
But, the boss and the CEO is over there to put over people and make them look good.
Why do you talk just like her? That's crazy. Brian H., what did you think about All In, sir?
Match of the night, Toni Storm and Mariah May. Beautiful story. Don't know why Mariah slapped them up, but hey.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, is she the heel or the face? I was like, what?
It's not necessary.
You're like, what are you doing? But just with Toni Storm, I mean, who's been amazing since she's been over there. Like that conflict of like, should she hit her with the heel and then she didn't? Got caught slipping. But Bryan Danielson is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He proved it.
Hey,
congratulations to Swerve. He said what he was going to do. He did it. He said he was going to become the first Black or African American AEW World Champion. He did.
He made their biggest show in front of 50,000 freaking people. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and he got that first one out the way.
Yeah.
I believe we'll see him back there. I think he's kind of solidified himself as a star at the top of the card as an AEW top guy now. So now I'm interested to see what happens next. But overall, I thought
Brian, before you move on, let's just all pray that he doesn't get a tag team partner. Keep him by himself. Tony, don't put him with nobody else. Let's swerve, be swerve.
To Tony because if I was, first of all, like the card is just, it's. I always say this: the more and more, as much as I hate saying this because I'm trying to leave this man's name in the box, but Tony Khan is the reason why we understand the method to Vince McMahon's booking madness. Some stuff is like, okay, now we see why. Now you see why people didn't have a bunch of names. If I don't know if y'all got a chance to check out the incredible piece by Brian Curtis on Michael Cole for the ringer.com. But if you did, one thing you may have learned, Michael Cole's real name. His first name is Sean. His middle name is Michael, and Cotron. Now there was no way they was going to name
that Michael Cole.
No.
Used to me.
You didn't know that. You didn't know that.
I know one thing.
That's his stage name.
Brian and his Ring of Wrestling crew, man. They just keep killing my childhood. They keep it like, keeping.
And you know when I found that out. When I found out what Shawn Michaels' real name was, because it was on the article that said what people's real name was, I was like, a hiccup bottle. And I was like, okay, Shawn Michaels fits it a lot better. And then Michael Cole was one of them people.
That's the reason why. But yeah, Michael Cole, it was like, well, it's already Shawn Michaels. So, you know, and just, I mean, even then, like, it's a reason why, like, I think one time we was watching, seeing Page, Adam Page, Diamond Dallas Page, Christian Cage, Brian Cage. And it's like, bro, there's a reason. And it's a reason why, like, I get people need to make paychecks, but no, earn your way to the card. And then, you know, but overall, shout out to them. Yeah. You know, they did the right thing. Danielson, I said it, and it happened. The title needed Danielson. It needed to have him.
That was the right move. That was the right move.
He teased retirement tonight. But the best part, the guy who holds the key, who can become champion when he's ready, is the guy who I want to become the AEW World Heavyweight Champion so bad now that Bryan Danielson has it. And my favorite AEW superstar, the turtleneck wearing Christian Cage.
Oh boy, he's probably up next. They got to get through all the WWE guys to carry to build their AEW lineage.
This is my favorite version of Christian, and I like the one from
I don't like his gear.
It's the turtleneck. It's the turtleneck. Just say it's the turtleneck. You don't like the turtleneck.
No, I don't like his gear at all. I've never liked none of his gear since he got to AEW. It's progressively getting worse. Don't get me started with his gear because
come on, no, let's do it.
I'm trying to stay focused. Hold on, we gotta finish All In first because we got to talk about something that matters. But we'll get into this. That's because oh jeez, I was talking to Brother Guy earlier, and I was talking about like how I want to go in, but I'm trying to reserve it. But I might not get a chance to do that. So depends on how upset I get in the moment. But let me just go ahead, Brian. Will you finish talking about All In and what you thought about it, and you know everything you enjoyed?
Last thing I'll say is I told y'all so about Britt Baker, folks. You know, I haven't seen one great Britt Baker match, and please don't say Thunder Rosa in the cage. Whoop-de-doo, they bled. But
yeah,
you know, that's what that was cool. And Mercedes, sometimes I know they say you go learn a new hole. No, go get your holes back. Like, go get them old ones. We want that bank statement back. We want that, you know, like the backstabber back. We don't need that money maker or whatever swinging. It just don't work. But that's just me. I'm just a fan making a criticism.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. I enjoyed All In overall. Not necessarily because of any particular reason, but like I said, for me personally at this age, to me, I've seen the greatest wrestling that's ever been. So everything else at this point is icing on the cake. So if I can watch a wrestling show and have fun, that's all I care about at this point. You know what I mean? And even if it's not the greatest, I try to make the best of it. And I feel like, I wasn't completely dialed into everything that was on the card, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Like I sat there and I watched. I said, "Man, this was pretty fun." I was good with it. Like I watched it all the way through. For the most, I missed the first, good chunk of it, but I got a chance to enjoy it for what it was, and I sat back. It looked good on TV presentation. That was filled stadium. I said, "This is a good show." I think it did better than last year's show. Even as far as like presentation wise, I was like, "This is a good show." And as much as AEW doesn't do things that are a little questionable, I feel like at some point I'm going to do a love letter to AEW just because of all the things that they do right. And there are a handful of things that even I think the expectation for them to do more right is because of the resources they have. Places like TNA, places like Ring of Honor during the Sinclair broadcasting era, even in Japan to a degree because they're, on the other side of the world is when you have the resources to do it right, you expect it to be done that way, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be that way. But to me, I felt like this was the best. I felt like I was looking at a big wrestling show from a second company. Match of the night to me. First of all, let me say this: I love Mariah May. I love her. I do. She is really coming into her. I'm like that whole thing with her and Tony Storm, their story. But I'm like, I watched her even on Dynamite, and I was like, yo, she's got the chops. But to me, like I said, the story of the night, everything was Bryan Danielson. I jokingly call him Daniel Bryan because that's when I was a Bryan Danielson fan later in his career, like right before he got to WWE, and then he got to WWE and cut his hair and looked crazy. I was like, this isn't the Dragon. But then we fell in love with Daniel Bryan. So,
yep,
Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, new AEW World Champion. I watched that match. He looked good from start to finish. First of all, Daniel Bryan with his hair braided looks really cool. I don't know what him and Brock Lesnar got going on with these title matches and braiding their hair. His gear looked good. Presentation looked good. The match he had with Swerve was really, really good. I was happy to Swerve. Like they were able to have that big of a match because that's not an easy match to have in front of 50,000 people, and you're like it. You know what I mean? And I was so happy to see Daniel Bryan have that moment with his family. And to me, that's he's still my favorite wrestler today. Him and AJ Styles, they still hold that spot, even though I don't, but he does no wrong in my eyes when it comes to AEW. And he is in this moment was something I've been waiting for a long time. And but there's some things that I'm like, I want to look forward to, but I'm disappointed. But I'm not going to get into that because I need to probably react to those things in a different space. Okay. Yeah. So, but I will say I love this. I love this moment. I love Daniel Bryan winning the AEW championship. He does no wrong. His match was 30 stars. It made the show overall easy to deal with, easy to love, easy to watch. A great ending. Yeah. This is a match I'm going to go back and watch again. Like I said, we saw him and Kenny Omega, and there's a handful of other matches that he's had. It's like, oh yeah, I can go back and watch it. This is a match. I'm like, somebody's got to upload this to somewhere so I can go back and watch it again. So I enjoyed
the time of the day helped too.
Yeah, it was easy to digest because it was an afternoon show, wasn't it? So like you didn't have to stay up too late. So the expectations, and plus I'm it was a Sunday afternoon, right? Sunday afternoon show. I love weekend wrestling. Yeah, like we have WWE Bash In Berlin that has a 1 o'clock start time on Saturday, which I'm going to enjoy just because I love Saturday and Sunday wrestling. I told you, NXT broadcasting era of
NXT on Sunday too.
NXT on Sunday, yep. No Mercy coming up, right? I used to love watching, getting fresh out of church, sitting down and then Ring of Honor giving me wrestling. So I enjoy weekend wrestling. It's nothing like it. But it leads us to our next segment, our most important segment that we do, entitled Good for Business, Bad for Business. Good for Business, Bad for Business is the segment we do where we discuss major plot points or major happenings in the world of professional wrestling. And we discuss, is it good for business? Is it bad for business? Now, we're all Daniel Bryan fans. We're all Bryan Danielson fans. But Daniel Bryan's in winning this. Bryan Danielson's already made his point very clear. He said that AEW needed Daniel Bryan. This is the champion that they needed. They needed his name, his legacy, a part of their lineage of their world championship, right? But is it really good for business? Was it too soon for Swerve to give it up? Would Swerve have benefited more from AEW long term? Daniel Bryan, once he wraps up this run, he's going to be a part-timer for the most part. And who knows where he may end up. Triple H may tickle his fancy. He may show up. A part-timer in AEW may be different from a part-timer in WWE. We don't know what he's going to do. But they decided to go with Daniel Bryan. Was it good for business or was it bad for business? No matter how you see it. So, gentlemen, let's discuss. Brother Brandon, good for business, bad for business. Daniel Bryan winning the AEW World Champion. Was this the right move?
I think it was good for business, especially at the right time, because one thing I had to go back and look at, sometimes Tony Khan knows exactly when to change the championship. And remember, we were upset when Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, and Swerve had the match, and it didn't go to Swerve. But that would have took the attention off of Sting. So then he ran it back the next one. So in his booking aspect, I get it. But this was the perfect time because Swerve got to show his range as a champion. He was able to have some good matches to lead us up to it, to say he's actually a credible, I want to say threat, but a credible wrestler to wrestle Daniel Bryan. Because Bryan Danielson had been wrestling the best wrestlers on the planet for the last year. Let's call it what it is. Swerve just started being in that limelight where he's the person wrestling these contenders for the title. You know what I'm saying? Like, now he has the best wrestler in the world versus him. This is his time to put up or shut up. And he showed, I can hang with the best wrestler in the world. So yes, if Daniel didn't win, I think it would have been a bad decision. But it was good for business that he did win.
All right. Excellent insight. Brian H.
Mm-hmm.
You alluded that, Brian, that the title needed Daniel Bryan. So is it good for business or is it bad for business? Or is this only good for Daniel Bryan's business? Or does AEW benefit the most from this opportunity, this moment, or are they hotshot booking again? Good for business, bad for business?
Great for business. One of the things you asked about, or you brought up in your the opening monologue for the segment, was the fact that was it too soon to take it off Swerve, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always a fan of, unless your name is Roman Reigns, everybody don't need a lengthy title run. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of times I would pick apart Seth Rollins' run where I would have put the belt on Finn, even if he would have went back, I think that I like Swerve having it for the amount of time he did, but I like Bryan Danielson being better than him with all the marbles on the line, in front of his family after this man assaulted his family. All of that. I like, him winning the belt. So I think that it's good for business overall, just because, like you said, we can go back in the history books. We'll see this. You have this incredible match, and who's to say he won't make that run where he's going on this excursion, wrestling these matches, and it don't go back to Swerve. You know what I mean? We could go there. So overall, it's great for business.
Okay, Brother Hugh. Good for business, bad for business. Daniel Bryan wins the AEW World Championship. Was this the right move?
Hell no, it wasn't the right move.
Tell us why.
No, I'm messing with y'all. No, I'm messing with y'all. This is great for business, man. Like, he deserved it. I mean, the lineage of that belt deserved to have his name attached to it.
There you go.
So that's the major reason for me why it was good for business. And as Brian and Brandon alluded to, it was the right time for him to give him the belt. Swerve, he had a good run. I just felt like this was the perfect person and the perfect time for him to lose it. Plus, he has the way they brought Hangman Page into the match to kind of interfere. It furthered the storyline and branched off, and it just made sense. Everything about that match in general just made sense. Yeah. And it's just great because Daniel Bryan, he deserves it. Number one, he deserves it. He's like the cornerstone of AEW right now. Literally the best wrestler in the world. So why not give it to him?
It's hard to say.
Now what they need to do is really get on selling these daggone belts and side plates so they can really make some money. I'm just being real.
They haven't figured it out yet. They don't have like a manufacturer where they can do like legitimate replicas and not these actual copies. Like get the AEW belt for $5,000. Like, wait a minute now.
Bro. No. Right. If they can figure that part out, then it's going to be excellent for business.
Yeah.
The problem is he keeps changing the belts. So if you notice, the belt that Daniel Bryan had tonight was another version of this belt because
what was different about it?
The AEW logo now has a cleaner look. He got rid of the rustic look. Yeah, if you look at it, it has that mirror finish like he did with the TNT belt. And if you look at it, his dual plating is now, it looks like he's using more mirror than dual plating to make it shinier.
I noticed that. It's very shiny.
Okay. And it looked like it's only dual plated, double stacked and not triple. It looked, I don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying it looked like it was only double stacked and not triple because I know the triple and quadruple stacked, a lot of wrestlers complained it was too heavy to have. And the way Daniel Bryan had it around his waist, it's definitely a lighter belt. You could tell. They definitely they changed it up again. So he can't figure it out if he's going to keep changing it. Think about it.
That's also true.
Crazy.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
There's been more versions of the TNT title than the Intercontinental title.
That's like, I think that's like I don't know if it meant to be that way, but now it's just like, all right, everybody who gets it, just do your own design of it. I think they probably could. I don't know if they could replicate it, but they probably could make a pretty piece of change. Just keep selling different versions of the TNT title.
Well, you could if you had your wrestlers stick around and actually held it. Like, imagine if Amiro was still around and he's saying, because look what WWE did with Gunther. They made a whole Intercontinental belt to, for him. And no, it wasn't the version he had. It's to commemorate that. But if you had these wrestlers like a Scorpio Sky still around during the NBA season, that's the belt he could be giving to the Lakers or something. Put there. But I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about marketing.
And not just marketing, to your point, Brother Brandon, Mr. Businessman, but manufacturing is an issue for AEW. And I know that as a collector because I collect the AEW from Jazzwares action figures, and sometimes, like, by the time these guys come up with action figures, like, their talent is just about gone. So, like, for example, Ethan Page's new action figure just came out for AEW. Not like it just hits retail stores, but he's in NXT, and they've already announced that he's got a new figure coming from NXT. WWE Mattel said, nope, we're in the process of creating Ethan Page. Mattel is a far superior quality of company when it comes to creating the likenesses of these action figures, just because of their resources and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, I needed the Ethan Page. I said, but I might as well wait now because they made the announcement at Comic-Con, like, hey, well, Ethan Page is on the way. So it's a manufacturing, like they have Hardy figures coming out, of the Hardys coming out. Like, they're long gone, and they're announcing, oh, hey, yeah, we have Jeff Hardy AEW figures coming out. So it's like things like that I think play a major part. We talk a little bit of business, talk a little shop when it comes to the wrestling business, but good for business, bad for business. I mean, come on now. I'm a Daniel Bryan fan. I've always been. He's my favorite to this day. Like, him and AJ Styles still 1A, 1B on whatever day it is. And as a fan, I loved it. And one thing about championship belts is on championship culture, there's always this tag, like, okay, well, everybody has a story, but there's more than that sometimes, right? Every belt has a reason. Right. Every story has a why. And for me personally, I'm like, okay, I need this championship belt to commemorate this moment for me. And when he won that championship, I said, this is why I need that belt now. It's because as a Daniel Bryan fan, I need to have this championship. So when I see that championship, this is what it reminds me of. When Brother Guy gave me plates. Yeah, there you go. Like,
this the American Dragon. They had the American Dragon.
It was a real thing. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about that one for 2014 because of everything from WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was a struggle, and like we kind of forced that kind of happen as fans, and that's probably one of our most powerful moments, right? And when Brother Brandon gave me the TNA Wendigo, as I call it, that commemorated Sting for me, because I was like, yo, Sting was the first one to really hold his belt. You know what I mean? He wanted it. They left the NWA and
Sting came back.
Sting showed up. That's another thing. Look, and we'll talk about that with the closing remarks for AEW All In before we move in. But so keep that tidbit, Brian H. Because we're gonna talk about Sting, we're talking about Ricochet debuting and those stupid pants. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I feel it. It's bubbling.
I was waiting for it.
No, this is about Daniel Bryan right now. So his stupid pants gotta wait. Oh, I'm pissed off. I got a hot take.
My name is Bryan Danielson.
Man. So to me, I was like, this is what I need. Like I need certain, like I have a TNT championship that Brother Guy blessed me with. For me, that's because of Wardlow. That's because of I have that to symbolize, hey, these are the things I actually like about AEW, and now I have my own version of that. So, but Daniel Bryan winning the AEW championship, good for business. I'm excited to see what he does. I've been waiting for this moment for a while. I'm glad that it's here, and I could go on for probably an hour and a half, but like I said, that's just realness reacting to quite a few things. But maybe I'll react to it another day. So, any closing remarks about AEW All In before we before we get into WWE Bash in Berlin. See, people thought we did good, fellas. People thought we were going to kill. Like, oh, you guys don't like AEW. Hold on, I got to do my wrestling fan voice. You guys don't like AEW. You guys are a WWE show. That's what I hear every time somebody complains. And my response is the same thing every time. Come fight me. It's that simple. Like, I'm on my like Kevin Steen type stuff. Fight me.
You mean when you agree with me that Okada has no aura?
Oh, see, you're pushing buttons, Bryan Danielson. I'm trying to stay professional.
And Mercedes on that level too.
Did you see him at the celebration tonight on Dynamite? He killing me.
Look,
anyway,
bro.
let's be about to talk about some things. We gotta say positive first, and then we can. What do you guys think about Sting showing up, making an appearance at WWO? Because you guys about to go in, and I'm trying to be civilized. We said all these nice things about AEW, but I'm like getting irritated.
Did he appear for that stadium for the crowd, or did he appear for Tony Khan? Like, I don't think you need a Sting. Why did he have like?
It was
for bonus. It was for the crowd. So I'm not mad at it because like we are spoiled in the United States when it comes to wrestling. So when the overseas fans can get those moments, give it. Sure. So that's why I was like, that wasn't for us. That was for them to see Sting. He probably was doing signings after that. They probably wanted to keep it like a special bonus because we know he retired, but he has something for him.
You know the crazy part about Sting is? I thought he was retired. Sting is not retiring. He's retiring from the ring. It's because as long as he can put on that face paint and he keeps his hair jet black and he throws on a jacket on and brings the face back, he'll always be Sting.
Facts.
Like he don't gotta wrestle. He could just show up, do what he did, swing that bat, maybe throw a punch or two, and it's like, yo, he really could be a manager and be Sting. Like I was like, well, is he really retiring? Or is he retiring?
It was just his last match.
Activity?
It was his last.
Yeah, his last. I was like, okay, pleasant surprise. What about Ricochet's debut?
I thought we was going on to Bash in Berlin.
Sorry, brother guy. Sorry, I thought we was going. I'm pissed off because he got bell-bottom pants, so I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. He doesn't. Anything. I've been holding this in. I hate when these guys go to AEW and they just say, "Oh, I'm going to try something different," and they look so freaking dumb. Keep your same look. Like when Macho Man and Hogan and all them dudes left WWE and went to for those who were able to keep their looks and characters based off their trademarks, etc., bro, they kept the same look. I hate the fact that Andrade,
he's out of this world. World.
I hate the fact that Andrade showed up in AEW wearing bell bottoms. I hate the fact that freaking Ricochet showed up wearing bell bottoms. I said, Ricochet, you've been wearing trunks. You wear the bikers. You wear the pants with the boots, bro. You had the same look your whole career all around the world, global, everything. And then you freaking came to freaking AEW wearing bell bottoms. I'm like, bro, I said, okay, here we go. You debuted in the Battle Royal, and then you had a match on Dynamite against Kyle Fletcher. I'm thoroughly disappointed. I'm not hating on Ricochet. Ricochet's my guy, but I'm like, bro, I hate when y'all do this. Don't show up and look worse.
AEW made me a Kyle Fletcher fan. That match made me a non-Kyle Fletcher. I was like, this is not the same guy. That was not Kyle Fletcher.
And I was like, what is going on? The timing is off. Kyle, like you said, brother guy, Kyle Fletcher was like, bro, you supposed to fake like you're not about to do it first. I don't know if you know pro wrestling or not, Kyle Fletcher. But
yo, they did just come from across the pond.
I don't care. They should have been on TV then. Wait,
Facts.
It is what I say. The best thing about Ricochet that I like is his clapbacks on Twitter.
You saw him?
Yeah, he was okay. That's what I'm gonna say. Like everybody, you know, when people say like biggest enemies, and everybody always put the meme of him in a microphone. I think he just tried too hard. Like the brother, he know how to talk. You know, I had the pleasure of talking to him in April at Wale Mania. He don't have to be so promo-y. Just talk. But if he can clap back on Twitter, oh man, I'm
did
entertained.
That today, Bryan H. Did you see him do it? Did you watch anything? You see his exchange on
Go ahead. Let me say
I watched
say it, realness. Just say it, realness. Go ahead, realness. Just say it.
So I'm gonna tell you, Bryan H. So he had a match with Kyle Fletcher. He looked gassed. He did not look like himself.
That, yeah.
I'm sorry. I've seen Ricochet before he was Ricochet. I've seen him, pick Prince Puma, everything around the world. You saw his clips. I remember he was the last one out there, and we was like, yo, there's nobody else out there but Ricochet. Like at one point, he owned the global scene. It was just about him. And then he did the same thing when he got to WWE. And like his run in WWE is not even his fault. It's just not. It's just he just happens to be in the WWE. It's not like I've always been a Ricochet guy. He gets AEW, and Will Ospreay comes out because first I said there's no way in the world you don't have a freaking face off between Ricochet and Will Ospreay. No words needed. So we're watching it. End of the match, he gets up. He looks like he's I don't know if it's part of the TV show or what, but Will Ospreay comes out there. He has a mic. He looks at him, and then here comes Tony Schiavone and Excalibur and Taz. Like, oh, these guys have a history together, and they're best friends, and blah blah blah. And Will Ospreay's about to say something. And my man Adrian Neville, Bastard Pot, comes out straight reverse Hurricane Rana to and flips over Will Ospreay. And I was like, and he grabs the microphone and he tells him, hey, Will Ospreay, I don't want you to forget about Bastard Pot. Oh yeah, let me be the first one to welcome you to AEW too, by the way, Ricochet. And I'm like, that's something we didn't get a chance to see from him in WWE.
That dawned on me when I first saw them two on the screen. I was like,
so
they
I'm good with
Pac each other, right?
Yeah, like I'm good with Pac in AEW because that's the Pac we saw in his Global Independence, and that's the Pac we saw. I'm like, okay, cool. You look good. You have a similar look. You didn't change too much. You're doing something that you haven't done before, right? So does his little crazy eyes. You know what he does? He grabs the mic. He cuts his promo quick, walks out. Ricochet goes up there. Pac is long gone. He goes to, yeah, man, you weren't talking to me. You weren't talking to me.
Yeah, that was so whack. And then he kept saying, I was like, why do y'all have this camera on this man? First of all, he's walking up the ramp. You saw the cameraman looking. I was like, what's up with your production?
Like he was, hey, man, you ain't talking to me. I know you ain't talking to me. I'm like, dude.
But realness, please tell him
into a tunnel. He's not there. Now you want to come and check on Ricochet. And I'm like, and check on Will Ospreay. I'm like, no, don't check on Will Ospreay. You guys are supposed to be getting in the ring. I don't want that best friend match stuff. Like, no, I want it to be, hey, listen, bro, you and I go way back, and I love you. But check this out. You got something that I want. So it can be whatever you want it to be. Like this is the competition style wrestling show, right? That's what I want to see. He checking on him. Yeah, bro, what you say? You ain't talking to me, bro. I was like, okay, so you come in with stupid bell-bottom pants. This is the stuff I'm talking. You don't have a great match with Kyle. Now, Kyle Fletcher is an amazing talent. He reminds me a lot of Will Ospreay.
Yes.
Like a very young, I'm not saying that, but they have similar look, similar build, like, and he can do a lot of the things. And I was like, yo, and then that happened. I was like, this didn't mesh very well. And then afterwards, so that was one thing. That just, I didn't want to do that. But
say it, realness. Nope, you gotta say it. Say what you say.
Some stuff I'm just like, yo, y'all are killing me. This is why you had parameters. This is why you had all those people that say, if I ever get the freedom to do something big, I'm gonna do it big, and then you come and you fail. Like, come on, like
that's crazy.
And I'm not saying he failed. I'm really not. But I'm not impressed so far. And I'm like, bro, you could have made a bigger impact, right? I'm trying to figure out.
No. You said he did better on WWE Speed.
He should have stuck to that because he was good at it. Like he made that stuff entertaining to watch. Like, but then like he was in the ring. I don't know if is the ring in AEW not 20x20, or was it 18x18 like the Indies?
I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
but he looked like he was throwing himself down, and I was like, dude, what is he doing? Like, this isn't the Ricochet. But that should be no excuse because I watch him all around the world do flips and stuff in every ring that wasn't a WWE ring, and he didn't look like the way he looked tonight. So if the least you can do, if you're gonna be gassed and I look that great, at the end of the day, okay, Carlos said it is smaller, but he's been in smaller rings since before he got to WWE. He was doing great stuff. Don't come wearing bell bottoms and just having and showing up in the battle royal having just lackluster. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to go in like that, but I'm disappointed.
Loving it.
So hopefully he switches it up. But see, I'm not doing this. I gotta react in another space. Realness, you have to react in a different space. This isn't it because I'm trying to figure out why. We gotta move on. Let's move on. Just screw it.
It's building.
It's time to move. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. We gotta move on to Bash in Berlin because this is not just about AEW. But here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that AEW has so much top main event talent from around the world, and then they get into AEW and they just fit in. So I'm like, like Ricochet was a global superstar before Shane Strickland was, right? He was like his highlights said he's held 20 world championships or 20 championships all over the world. So why can't you come in and look Daniel Bryan square and eye like, look, bro, I got eyes on you too, brother. We ain't never been in this space before, but I'm here now. Like, come on, man. Like, book your guy. Like, that's just me personally.
That's all I'm waiting for, just to see how he's going to be booked.
Imagine.
Well, you got 2 more weeks of it.
That's it.
You got 2 more weeks to see him.
I'm about to make
You
another
keep-
Brandon mad. Imagine
You
Christian
keep saying
Cage
that.
showing up in TNA saying, Shark Boy, you think you're funny than me? I'm gonna show you who's the funniest in TNA. And instead of what he actually did, it showed up and said, I am the best wrestler in the world. He was a weasel in WWE. And brother Brandon, I think we owe Vince an apology, because now we know why he never forgave Christian for what he did. Because I listened to My World with Jeff Jarrett and Conrad the Podfather, and I just found out that Christian Cage lied to McMahon's face. He asked him when he wanted to leave. This is what Jeff Jarrett said. He said Christian Cage was the guy that lied to Vince McMahon's face to come to TNA. He said because he told Vince, I'm leaving. I just can't do this right now. I'm tired. He said Vince was going to re-sign him and send him home and say, look, man, I don't want you to leave. Stay. And this is back when they pretended like TNA didn't exist, but Vince McMahon watched every episode of TNA. They said, they said Vince was like, listen, let's sign you and go home. Take as much time as you want. He said, no, I just don't want blah, blah, blah. He literally asked them, are you going to TNA? And they said, Christian told him, no, I'm not going to TNA. He left there and immediately went to Florida and signed his TNA contract. I said, no wonder he was never going to book Christian strong when he came back to the freaking WWE. I'm not as upset now because I'm like, okay, well, you kind of did this because you lied to that man's face and he wanted to keep you around. And I'm glad you left, but the fact that you lied, I'm like, and he brought you back, but he never booked you to be that strong. And I'm not saying I can't see why now, but
he got 3 world titles.
I can't say I will be as forgiving either. You just lied to my face and then say so. Yeah, so
that is
sorry,
true.
Brother Brandon. I don't know if you knew that, but
I didn't.
My World.
You just told me something because that actually makes sense now.
It makes all the sense.
Yeah, because you're like, well, did you not see what he did in TNA? And he was like, no, he saw it.
Vince
He saw it.
He said, I don't think you're.
Yeah, I don't like his face.
I think Christian's ugly. I'm like,
he couldn't stand his face.
Ugly because his feelings was hurt. You know what? You're ugly. How about that?
Yeah.
Feelings was hurt.
Man,
He lied to him.
As much as Vince lied about the whole thing with the promoters and stuff. Like,
You feel me? So it's messy. But we gotta. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into that tangent. I gotta react to different spaces. I understand, gentlemen. WWE Bash in Berlin. We're gonna finish the show with this. This should be pretty easy. 5 solid matches of this kind of PLE of global proportions, right?
Yep.
First and foremost, let me ask you: are you brothers excited about Bash in Berlin? You guys looking forward to this one?
It's wrestling, so I look forward to it.
That's course. A very pro wrestling fan thing to say. I'm happy to hear you say that.
It's a safe space because Roman not on the card and I can watch it with my kids because I'm on a little losing streak with them little.
Oh yeah, and they have no problem reminding you, but you switched it like God for a long time though when Roman was on top for 576,000 days.
1,316 days.
Wow, he has the actual number. Okay.
Hey, well, unfortunately, I know Gunther's too.
It's on the tip.
Uncle Rod says he thinks Bash in Berlin might be a bore fest, but we will see.
Not with Cody and Kevin Owens on the show.
But see, I think it's going to be one of those things that we don't have expectations, and it's going to exceed. It's going to be like, oh my God, why was that so great? Because every time these beat pay-per-views, we'd be like, this card is okay. We used to the 5-match format, and it's like, I feel like this is going to blow our minds because of we're not expecting it to.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So we have 5 major matches on the card. We have let's just preview it. I don't know particular order, but we'll so we have this. We have the tag match. We have the ladies tag team match.
That's crazy. I didn't know this was a match.
This is a thing. I'm looking at it like, okay, and then we got we have this match. We have a strap match, obviously between Drew and CM Punk, and then we have this match, which is going to be very fun. A lot of drama in this one. Judgment Day versus the Judgment Day. We got a little NWO Wolfpack and NWO Hollywood jump off of this judge because they're both still fighting. They're both claiming to be the Judgment Day.
The Terror Twins.
That's 14 years apart.
And technically, they're the only two. Like they were the first original members of the Judgment Day. With AEW.
Absolutely.
So, like, they kinda have,
Before
but
Finn,
Finn's like, nah, bro. But I'm not gonna lie to you. The Judgment Day now with Finn, and they're much cooler than this Judgment Day.
They
I'm
are.
sorry.
They
This
are.
is me. Like I like Carlito. You see my man Carlito? He was back in the past week. I said, okay, he's back in his gear. He's got. He's finally figured out how to. Like, how can I be
Live with them a
Carlito?
PlayStation. That's why.
That's
Tell
right,
me, man. And then you
PlayStation
have,
and Nuggets.
This
Yep.
see. Now this is going to be a heavy hitter right here. Randy Orton. Look, this could main event anything anywhere. Randy Orton and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and of course we have this. This is what's making me nervous, and I'm going to save this for last because I'm going to tell you why. Because I do not trust this man at all.
Look at his face.
We have had a lot of history. Kevin Daniel Steen. I don't know if Daniel's his middle name, but I told that from Brother Brandon. His middle name. But I do not trust this man. But we will get into that. But let's go back
It's
all the way back.
Yannick. That's his middle name.
Yannick. That's
Mhm.
a Dutch name. Is he Dutch? No, he's French. He's
Canadian.
French Canadian. Okay. Anyway, I wonder if it's. I don't know. I would say, what if his people's of. I got to go back and watch his. He's got one of those network specials. Did you guys know he was working at a gas station in a warehouse as Ring of Honor champion?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, sorry.
I think I got the DVD.
He has a
did.
DVD. Oh, he does. That was on a DVD because you let me hold it. You let me hold the Blu-ray. Okay.
Then
Anyway.
you have it. You still got it.
You know what? Do I still? Oh, my bad, bro. I probably should get that to you.
Because no, like I'm sitting here looking at my Blu-ray collection, and I'm like,
You
wait,
like, wait a minute. My bad. I think I just told him myself. Sorry, man. I've had that for like 12 years now. No, it's been like probably since like 2014.
At this point, it's yours. It's don't even.
Right.
It's yours now.
I
Yeah.
don't see the
decade.
spine. I forgot
right,
he
my
had
bad.
one.
Yeah, he definitely. I forgot too. But are you guys looking forward to this tag title match? Now we have these. This is how do you say their names? They don't have a.
Isla Dawn and the witches.
That's what I'm saying. Like they remember they came in kind of devilish, and then they kind of toned it down a little bit. It wasn't like a point of emphasis anymore. So like I don't know what's their angle.
Holy Union.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
An Alba.
Yeah, but they were like full blown witches at one point. Remember then they disappeared and then they came back. And I was like, wait a minute now, don't. I ain't with no witchcraft. Like I get it, it's some stuff, but cut it out. But they kind of toned it down a little bit. But you have them versus the black superhero Barbies. First of all, I'm looking at the there's no way in the world this match is even supposed to go more than 5 minutes. Looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Who walks out of this match as the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions and why? Can somebody explain to me who's going to win and whoever you choose to win, why you think they're going to walk out?
I got two scenarios.
Okay, give us two scenarios, Bryan H.
All or none. The one that I don't want to happen, but I'm just kind of stretching is Jade turns on Bianca.
I still think that's too early.
I think way too
I don't see it happening.
because I think that's a setup for a disaster if it does happen. Yeah. But overall, I do think they win the tag titles. I think it's time to get those belts back on Black Magic, Black Queens. It's time to get the big three back some belts.
BGM, let's go.
Huh?
BGM, let's go.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think they win this. I think it's nice little run. They didn't lose it. Jade. I think Jade did get pinned, but it wasn't necessarily like the cleanest, so it kept them strong. And this could be a nice button tag team rivalry. I don't think this is over after this match if Jade and Bianca wins.
Okay. What about you, Brother Hugh? How you feeling about this one? Don't do that. Don't huff and puff, bro. Like, just tell the truth. There you go. He's sitting.
Nah, of course I want Bianca and Jade to win it. I think it just makes sense, and they put more of a spotlight on the titles.
Yeah,
but
they dang celebrities.
You're right. What I'm thinking is probably Belair gets involved again, and maybe cost them.
Okay.
But what I'm going to stick with Black Girl Magic winning, and just making the titles look great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn because I want to see Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn because they've been out of the loop for so long.
Oh, you're just biased.
Isla Dawn, she's a beast. You already know I like from back in the day. But yeah, we going with Bianca and Jade with this.
There's more money in the chase of the superheroes rather than the other way around.
I think we get ready to go.
I would say yeah.
Month,
Yeah.
How do you feel, brother Brandon?
Realness, I'm surprised you didn't hit the nail on the head. You got to give it back to Black Girl Magic because what's about to happen to all the shows? They about to mix them all up. Going to Netflix, going to USA. You got to have them two on that tour with the titles to get people to say, watch us on all three shows. But also, you got a lot of trios women's division starting. Why do they have so many women in trios now? At first, it was hard to get two together. Now you got a lot of trios popping up on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So Black Girl Magic, all three of them can travel between the shows to have these 6-women matches. And SmackDown goes to USA Network on September 13th.
Yep.
So you got to get the belts on them to be, they're doing the tours for the shows. They doing it, everything they need. They need them because they're more marketable. And remember, I called it that they were going to drop it to them at the pay-per-view. Y'all thought I was crazy.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, and I think this is where we get the title back.
You gave them that one early on. So all right, now we need to really make some money. Let's come on, switch it back.
Right.
Because when does NXT go to Netflix? I'm sorry, to CW. When does that happen?
Okay. All right. That does make sense. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
No. I was trying to think of the date, but isn't September 13th something else?
It is.
I can't think of it right now.
That's fine.
That's
it'll come to you. It'll come to you.
Okay.
I know it'll appear.
All right. Okay.
You'll remember.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
September 13th.
I don't know.
Okay.
If y'all have a clue, just let me know.
Okay.
Just because that's what. Excuse me.
We'll keep that date in mind. I know September 12th, I have to go back to get a crown put on my tooth. So I don't know. We'll see.
October 1st. There we go. So you definitely got to put the belts on them because you need them everywhere.
Okay.
And for NXT touring, they're gonna be right there. They're gonna have a marquee match too.
You're right. They are like putting some of the heavy hitters on these NXT travel shows, like CM Punk showing up 1 week and
Randy Orton next week.
Who better to have them in there? So there you go. And then you can have that
business.
that last legend in Jade Cargill stare down.
We go throw the basketball and see what happens. 2 former basketball players.
Right.
Let's see how they respond.
Near the WNBA finals.
Is that? Oh,
there you go. That's another thing.
Ooh,
see, imagine them showing up in WNBA like all glammed up, like on some. This is Triple H.
Naomi's
going the world.
Is Naomi going to be the first speed champion for the women?
Oh snap! I forgot about that.
When is that
that's the thing too.
There you go.
I don't have trios titles. I'm good.
No, I'm saying maybe that's what they're going to do with Naomi then, to give her a title so she can go around too.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm saying that's good.
And then she can do a lot of those early on matches and do what she does best. She works a pretty fast style. You know what I mean?
And she gets the crowd behind her.
It makes sense.
She glows.
So, all right. So moving on to this Battle of the Judgment Day. Now, I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be so full of drama. First of all, you're going to be in Berlin, so there's a heavy, influential European feel to this match. Not because of the people involved, but just the drama. Now, if you know anything about European football fans, they have a rich history. There's even there's books about these people known as hooligans. And Germany is no stranger to this culture. Right. So there's going to be a lot. They like the drama. They like the fierceness. I think this is probably going to be a hard-hitting matchup. But it's not just about what I think. What do you brothers think? How do you think this is going to turn out? Are the Terror Twins going to finally get their retribution, no pun intended, against Dirty Dom Dom and Live Free, Liv Morgan? I don't know why they call it Live Free, Liv Morgan, but
you only live once.
They always run anytime Priest and freaking Rhea show up. And don't get me wrong, I might too if I was as small as both of those like individuals. Like I would probably take off too for a lot of the drama and stuff they do. But now they got to get in the ring. They got to get in the squared circle. There's no running. There's no tiptoeing. There's none of that stuff. They got to square up. Are we looking at retribution for the Terror Twins and the original members of the Judgment Day? Do they reclaim their stake, or is it time for them to move on? Does Dirty Dom Dom and Liv Morgan kind of continue to do exactly what they do.
I feel like
they're
no, go ahead. You good? You good?
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it's gonna be very sneaky and unclean. Because I feel like it's too obvious that the Terror Twins will win this.
Really?
I think,
You don't think that they will?
That's
that was my original pick, but then I'm like,
Okay. What happened?
I just feel like Liv and Dom get Dominik and Dom and Liv just get too smart and they outsmart them. And they gonna have help from the Judgment Day. They'll figure a way to have help from the Judgment Day. Maybe Finn gets involved, and Finn and Priest can have their match at Bad Blood.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Do you think that the Terror Twins get them assist like Ray? Because I'm trying to figure out Dominik is such a jerk. He's always trying to find ways to beat up his father. He beat his father one time thanks to Liv Morgan, and like he just is up. Every week, I'm like, dang, he's trying to beat up his father again.
And his father said he ain't had no balls. How you gonna say that to your own son?
I mean, look, I don't know what's worse, the fact that he said he didn't have any balls, or the fact that he said, listen, when you was a Rhea, at least one of you had a pair. I said, okay,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
What do you guys think, brother guy? What's the word? You think they slivered through the cracks this go around, or do you think the Terror Twins finally get their retribution?
I think Dirty Dom finally gets a riptide. And I think this match will lead us to Damian and Finn at Bad Blood. Yeah, I think this is how we get. I don't think we do Rhea and Liv yet, because if you notice how Triple H booking, he doesn't. Yep. He's trying to give it time. I think that we see that later on, but I think this gets us to Finn and him. That's the next story that's going to be told. So I think they come out on top after we get that because they keep teasing the riptide. You can't tease us for so long, and imagine that crowd. And I'm interested to see what this crowd going to do, because some of these crowds, and especially over there, they probably going to be chanting the whole time. And can you imagine when Rhea's music hit? Yeah. Oh, they're gonna break the sound barrier. But I think she has to riptide Dirty Dom in this match.
Brother, you feel the same way, don't you?
Yeah, I was literally going to say the same exact thing that Bryan said when we started off. But I feel like, of course, I want the Terror Twins to win it, but it just makes sense to me. It makes more sense to me if the new Judgment Day wins. There's just too much going on over on that side. They have too many people on their side, and it just makes sense to me for that the heels, they find a way to slither their way out of this predicament. They got a name, Cargill. Right, and it sets everything up for, like you said, Bad Blood. Yeah. So it just makes sense to me, like, that Dirty Dom and Liv go ahead and continue to cause trouble for the Terror Twins.
I feel bad for man. Carlito and JD McDonough, they take all the bumps.
I've
never seen two Xbox in a group. I said, dang, it's two of them?
It's two of them, yep.
You got an old and a new one.
I love, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much fun I'm having with Carlito and the Judgment Day. It just works. But
it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. I'm glad they figured it out. But yeah, man, I think this is probably going to be the most fun match. Like, this could steal the show as far as, like, engagement as far as fans are concerned. Everything else is going to be like nail biting and oohs and ahs, but I think this is like the one people are going to have the most fun with, just because of the history and we talk about this, and we got to move on. Championship culture there's so much to that term, right? There's so much to what that means, and I say this all the time to Brian H and everyone else. I say, there's something about, you need that feud. It, like, you winning the championship can't be one-sided. It's because you will always be associated with somebody, sometimes with championships, and that's what makes a feud a feud. And it's like the work that they're doing with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, they'll always be attached to each other. Like, at one point, it was like, okay, Charlotte and Rhea were attached to each other because you kept hearing about the comparisons between the two, and Rhea wanted to be her own person, but it's like, even with Charlotte out recovering and kind of being away, Liv Morgan was someone that she was known with the Riot Squad and all the other stuff, but it's like she'll always be etched in stone for this feud right here. Like, they'll always, they could be 20 years, they're gonna look at each other in the hallway and remember these moments. So sometimes highlighting just those special matchups they're connected to, like Roman and Cody will always be associated with each other, Austin and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Who knows?
Kurt Angle.
So there's these like that's what makes a championship reign make a difference, right? Edge and John Cena. You know what I mean? So yeah, Randy Orton and Christian. Sorry, Christian. Yeah,
It makes sense why he lost at the end of the day.
Oh man, I'm not so upset anymore. Well, we got to move on.
I'm not either. I'm okay with it now.
I'm not upset.
I made peace.
Quick question: Who's challenging for the tag belts? Like who's in that race right now for those tag titles?
What wait,
which one? Raw and SmackDown.
The Raw.
Raw?
Because remember, like maybe a couple weeks ago, Jay and Sammy was talking about how they're going to take the titles off of them. So I was just thinking just now, but now I remember Jay is in the tournament for the IC title.
It's
Finn. But I was just thinking,
it's Finn and JD, isn't it?
Right. So that's why I was saying, like, look,
the LWO?
maybe during the match, Jay and Sammy come out. I don't know because
they mentioned something. There you go. That's another.
Who knows? I'm just trying to throw a curveball in there, but like I said, Jay is also in the tournament for the IC title, so I don't think it might not happen now.
I mean, but that IC title, I don't know. I mean, look, Pac just beat the Will Ospreay, and he's a trios champion. I know it's a different company, but
yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, wow, why is this happening?
Well, they're allowed to carry like 45 championships at one time. So
yeah, this is true.
So there you go again. I'm trying to be positive. You guys are pressing.
I'm just being real. It's facts. Look at your boy Eddie Kingston, man. He had like 32 championships.
And never mind. I'm not going to downplay Eddie Kingston. He worked hard to get to that point. So yeah, okay, all right. Well, two guys that also work hard to get to this point. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. This saga, this has been amazing. This has been one of the. I don't know what it is about the WWE World. I watched Diesel debut at the Royal Rumble again the other day. I've been on a Kevin Nash kick probably this week since we didn't have. What did you watch this week? But
did you watch him in Psycho Sid in Your House 95?
No. I think I saw that one. I did watch that match in WCW though, like late WCW. Yeah, that was much more appealing. But you think about CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and this feud in general. They've gone to places that you didn't think they were going to go, and they found a way. Like you had that one match, you're like they're going to kill each other, it's over, and yet it isn't. They're still fighting over that bracelet. Like I've never seen. They've made it so personal, and Drew McIntyre is like now he's just trying to really provoke CM Punk into doing what he is doing. But these guys are going to be in strap match. This is the next chapter, and I like this. Give me every gimmick match you can think of, and then whatever one you needed to end it, use it that way. Like hell, this has to end in a Hell in a Cell match.
It has to.
So give me a strap match, give me a false count anywhere match, give me a dumpster match, give me a casket match, and then when like look, we can't figure this out. Just put them in Hell in a Cell. And somebody's got to die.
Don't forget the ambulance.
Ambulance match, so on and so forth. Like, give me that. And I'm loving that it's not that it did end the way that it did. But we have a strap match in Germany. CM Punk is huge over there. So was Drew McIntyre. How does this end, gentlemen? Does this lead to the next chapter of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, or this is an old school concept, right? Now from what I'm thinking, two competitors are strapped, long strap, and I think I could be wrong. They have to hit all four turnbuckles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's the end of the match. I don't know if it's just like a strap match, just because they got a strap involved in there. Like it might be a regular wrestling match. I don't know, but where does this lead? Does this lead to the next chapter of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, or does it finally end here? What are you guys thinking?
I don't think it can end.
That's bad. That's Punk too much beef when you say something like, "I don't think it even end." What are you saying, Brian?
Them dudes like they just they hate each other.
They really do.
And Punk's and I mean Drew, I understand. He said like he went out there, this guy come back, he been busting his tail all year, getting beat up by Gunther, taking him chops, and then this guy just come in and gonna put himself in the main event. So and at the end of the day, it's about like he's calling him like the hypocrite. Like you got mad that The Rock did it, here you come, and Punk understands now, but then he gotta man up. He gotta fight for he got to defend himself. Now, every time I see this, I'm just thinking like, man, y'all making this harder for Seth Rollins and CM Punk because now y'all got to outdo that. And hopefully, I hate to be this guy, but hopefully Punk can, be durable enough when it get time for Mania. But
he's no
overall,
said he's no spring chicken.
Right. But yeah, overall, I don't think it ends here. I like CM Punk to win this, but kind of wouldn't be surprised if Drew won.
Okay. What about you, brother guy? You feel the same? Do you feel the same way as Yo, time out. Sorry. He really said every strap has a story.
I was hoping you wasn't going to acknowledge it.
It was in response to what Uncle said, man. Like,
because he said he likes straps. Well,
he said I love straps.
He loves straps. He loves straps almost as much as you like tips.
I knew it was coming. I wasn't going to do that. Just like what you just did. I said, I'm not going to say. Yep, they got tips and straps. I was like, nope, not going to say it. But you beat me to it. Brother guy, you feel the same way? Do you think CM Punk walks out of this as a champion, or does this end? Does this move forward? Next chapter? How do you feel about this match? CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre strap match, Bash in Berlin in Germany.
So I think we all stuck in that Vince McMahon mindset still that we wanted to end the cage. I think Triple H is going to swerve us even more because who knew that a feud would have the two biggest feuds on Raw and SmackDown are about pieces of jewelry. We got the lei on SmackDown and we got a bracelet on Raw. And it's insane to me that that's really why they're fighting. If you really get to the core of it, and yeah, Drew made mention that y'all don't like me because he's here now. Y'all love me all during all this time. Now he's here. Y'all don't love me. So that's the basis of his argument that it's because Punk's here. Oh, God, now my spot is challenged. So I think that you got to do something to keep that going. I don't necessarily think Vince McMahon mindset is it ends in a Hell in a Cell. I don't even think it ends at Bad Blood. As much as people want to say, oh, we wanted to get to Bad Blood. I think it's in other feuds that this could be a Elimination Chamber main event. This not necessarily main event, but this could beat one another card. It doesn't have to end on Bad Blood because they literally could go. Look how long it took for us to get the first match, and we cared every single week.
Yeah,
like we cared about their feud. Yeah, it was 6 months worth of. They didn't even wasn't even on TV at the same time.
Bingo.
So I don't know if this.
Hard.
And that's what I said. I don't know if we get to Bad Blood for them to have their third match. I'm surprised we got the two back to back like this.
Okay. Now,
I feel like
go ahead.
Go ahead. I feel like we do get the Bad Blood with this, and it ends for that point in time, and then we revisit it later on. Because if you think, what exactly can they set up right now for them at Bad Blood? Besides, you know what I'm saying? What other options do they have for them? Because Seth most likely is going to come back and fight Bronson Reed, right? You see what I'm saying?
You think that happens this early?
It will have to, right?
I don't know. Seth Rollins. Only reason I say that, Brother Hugh, is because when they talk about Seth Rollins, they talk about like he's going to be out for a while. Like, oh no, he's got.
Yeah, they did say that.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the only like I usually would agree with you, but I'm like, well, the way they was talking, and I say that because of what Braun Strowman had did to Bronson Reed did to Braun Strowman on Raw. Like they just like ran off this hit list of like all his victims, and like they specifically said something about Seth Rollins is going to be out for a while, broken ribs, and I was like, ooh, Becky Lynch didn't re-sign a contract, so I'm like, he might be on the domestic thing right now. I don't know.
But then they allude to that too when at WrestleMania when he hurt his knee, and then he came back.
That is true.
We didn't expect him to come back too. So
you're right. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking because you just never know nowadays. But that's where my mindset went. Right off top when you just first look at it.
Now you might be right. Atlanta's a WCW town.
It's definitely going to go to Bad Blood, and then I think it's going to slow down, and we're going to revisit this later on down the line because this feud, like Brian said, is not going to end. It's too personal now.
It's definitely too personal. They're going to start selling the replicas of that bracelet with CM Punk's wife and the dog's name, and also the lei, the special lei that they're going to see plastic version or like wooden replica versions of that on with the tag team champions of Nick Khan and Triple H running the show. Sidebar before we move on because we're almost done.
Y'all going to ignore that you said Nick Khan and Triple H. Y'all going to ignore that? Okay.
Yeah,
they're the tag team champions.
Okay.
So
the first time you said it.
do you think if they do Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins comes back, does it make sense for Bronson Reed to lose after he's beating everybody up?
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that one.
It got heavy.
Nope.
That's okay. No, we can wait. We can wait.
He got to take him out. He got to take Seth out.
I ain't gonna lie, Bronson is the hottest thing out there right now.
But they have to learn their lesson from the Fiend. Remember when Seth Rollins beat the Fiend and how it turned? They got to learn their lesson. Bronson has to come out on top.
Right. So you have Seth Rollins come back just to lose again?
Yeah, he can take it. He can take that loss.
He's a top guy.
Well, where do you go? Do you keep that beef going, or do you move him on to CM Punk?
He got to get this because remember, Bronson was just a distraction from this.
He wanted to make a statement. He said, "I'm tired of taking back seats, so now I know what I got to do to get everybody's attention around here." So I don't think that was a personal thing. You got a point. Okay, all right. I think we're going to revisit that conversation. So we all thinking that CM Punk is going to walk out of this one alive.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he might win it. I believe
Bryan,
he might win it.
CM Punk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think CM Punk's walking out of this one is going to walk away from this one?
I think so. Yeah, I got a feeling he will.
If CM Punk wins, it's definitely not going to be over because Drew's not. Anyways, because Drew's not going to go home like, bro, that's dead. I'm not going to wait because they're going to.
I hate you. Good.
It's got to end in a burn to life match. So.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now that I'm with. There you go.
If one loses, they're not going to give up on it. Like, well, CM Punk tried to. CM Punk lost. It was like, I'm trying to move on. And Drew McIntyre like, you're giving up because I beat you and I still got you. I say, there you go. He was ready. Turn his eyes to the world title and everything. And then and Drew just had to poke the bear again. Okay, you got a point. World Heavyweight Championship. We're almost there. And Randy Orton. I think they're going to put on a show. And I think, first of all, Randy Orton loves making new main event talent. And he's really good at it. And he does it in a way where he doesn't hurt himself. Like, he doesn't look bad when he loses. He looks like it takes a special talent for a superstar to say, yo, I'm going to look like I've given you the best version of me and you bested me. Very few superstars can do that. Ric Flair, to me, has always been the king of it. Ric Flair has always been the king of it to me, because we talk about Ric Flair styling and profiling. He would imagine living in the 80s and doing all that stuff that he did. He was on WCW, and I'm talking about World Championship Wrestling, the TV show that they used to do all their promos on before the NWA matches, running his mouth. And there's compilations of Ric Flair coming out of his shoes, calling people fat, talking about he can't afford this and get butt naked and talking about he's got all the girls. And then you we don't realize this. You getting that match. Ric Flair was in there about to die, going like this, begging, almost about to lose every single match. Ric Flair never won dominant, right? He had everybody he got in the ring with look like they were going to beat him. And then he would get up and act like he was the man. And I was like, that's why people hated his guts so much, because everybody's like, Ric Flair, you in here acting like you the guy. And I saw you almost lose. And you back here bragging about your suits and your money, and I'm this and I'm that. I'm like, man.
Jerk.
So to be able to do that and to make your opponent look really, really strong without you losing, it's something I think Randy Orton has also excelled at. And like I've seen him make so much new main event talent. I love Jinder Mahal. Everybody else doesn't. But you talk about somebody that's gonna make Gunther into a superstar. Like, he's already a big enough star. I think this is a match that Gunther needs, but he needs to like beat Randy Orton in like legitimate Gunther fashion. Like, whereas like Randy Orton, like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't make this happen, even after 1,000 RKOs. How you guys feeling about this match?
First of all, I just watched that clip the other day when Jinder Mahal made his return. Remember
in January?
That was so hilarious, bro. But this match, I think I'm going back to Walter. I think Walter takes this for sure. For obvious reasons that you already stated. Randy Orton is a vet. Randy Orton loves putting over new talent. I don't see Walter losing anytime soon with that title, to be honest. Probably. Because I feel like after that dominant run with the IC title, he has to have a lengthy run, similar to what Cody Rhodes did when he finished his story. He has to have a lengthy run because it just makes sense. So it's going to be a great match. It might steal the show. But he comes out on top. Walter comes out on top.
Okay. My man, brother, he took back to Walter. What'd you say, brother?
Yeah,
Brother Bryan H?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because you're making too much sense.
See, now you being like Drew Willingham. Now you don't like D. Willie.
No. What I'm saying is just to make an argument for Randy Orton. I think Gunther wins, but I could see Randy Orton pulling off this win, that get back, just because. I mean, I'm still looking at them numbers, and you know, and this is me wishing. So in order to get there, he got to get a world title, just so that him and Cena can have that last match for.
That is a possibility.
The record. It's a small, like if I was a betting man, it would be like probably plus 500 odds or something, or plus 1,000 odds. But I think you know it just. Randy Orton beating Gunther wouldn't be bad for business. That's the thing at the end of the day.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like if it was anybody else, it would be bad for business. Randy Orton beating him would.
Nah. He can take that title to NXT when he show up on the 6th.
That's also a thing. That is very much also a thing. Brother Guy, how do you feel about
not the 6th.
What was it?
I forgot the name. Whatever.
Okay. I'm sure everybody else knows. Brother Guy.
1.
It's the 8th, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, something.
How you feeling about this, Brother Guy? Randy Orton, Gunther, or as brother, we took it way back and he called him Walter. Y'all forgot about that one. I ain't forgetting about my guy.
Oh my god! So I want to say this before I give my prediction. I'm so happy that the Triple H era doesn't treat us like we're stupid. He keeps revisiting these moments and he acknowledges certain things, like when he acknowledged that his shoulders weren't down. I'm glad they did that because yep. And I remember sitting on Monday when we were sitting in Monday Night Raw and Randy Orton's music hit, and me and he was like, "Oh, we didn't know we wanted this, but okay, all right." But then when you think about it, you can't have the man that had the historic reign that you just released the belt for, that you had when King of the Ring, who went bell to bell in the Royal Rumble. We forgot about that, right?
Sure. That King was the first prelude, like, oh yeah, he's coming.
Yep. And now he wins the title from your hand-picked champion, you know, as in Damian Priest, you know, won it at the biggest stage, and now the only credible threat, technically, to say, oh, he might actually lose this because they putting over the fact Randy Orton ain't got that much more time, but he's so close. He needs 2 more for the record. And he's getting older. They were putting all this over. They putting all these things in your head to let you see. And then when Randy cut that promo, that was the first title I won.
That's what sold me. The promo. Yep, I was like, oh shoot, Randy Orton's got a point on this one, buddy.
But I don't know if we go, because I don't think we go to that. I think the days of the heel turns are gone. I think the days of a darker, edgier character for a purpose. Because we talked about Christian a lot. Yeah. Remember what Christian did to keep that title. He got Randy disqualified. And you know, Randy is that quote unquote hothead. How do we know Randy won't get disqualified or something won't happen that he wins but Gunther retains? You know what I mean? I hate to say that. You know, and I hate to feel that way because I want him to get this title run because Vince McMahon booking thinking about Cena, right? 16-time champion. He got 14, you know. I don't know in this match because my heart is saying Gunther, but I'm sorry, the facts are saying Gunther, but my heart is saying, all right, I want to see Randy with it. Because when he loses, what does he do? Go after Cody Raheem? No, you couldn't beat Gunther. Why are you going to go beat Cody?
Yeah. I mean,
or we see a swerve where I said it. I feel like I don't trust Triple H. Kevin Owens is in this match for a reason. And I'm just going to say that. But I don't know.
We're going to get to that in a second because I'm telling you, we've got history with the old Steamy boy. To your point, brother guy, this is not the first time we've seen like a temporary switch. Because remember during the pandemic, one of the best feuds was Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, right? And remember at one point, Randy Orton beat. I was like, oh snap, he beat him.
It came out of nowhere. It was like,
and
it was a pleasant surprise.
He had a quick run. I don't mind those type of runs because it makes sense. Like, well, if somebody were to beat him or catch Drew McIntyre, it would be Randy Orton. You know what I mean? As long as it makes sense, it don't gotta be like, okay, cool. Now you're the face of the company. Now, no, if winning the championship means furthering the storyline or making the next match bigger because now there's a chase rather than the same champion, the same chaser. It's like it's reversed now. It added a quick wrinkle, especially during such a an awkward time for professional wrestling. So it's like who's to say that Randy Orton won't beat him and then Gunther gets it right back at Bad Blood? Like, okay, cool. Now I'm invoking, like I said, I'm invoking my rematch clause since it's been brought up, right? And be like, okay, cool. And then for whatever reason, whether somebody distracts Randy Orton, whether he not pays attention, or whether just Gunther just gets it back, and now he's a 2-time world. So instead of having a long reign, that first one, it's like, okay, he could be a 2-time champion within a matter of months, and that still is a big deal because you're not gonna go back 20 years now and say, oh well, he was a 2-time champion, but the first one didn't count. Like Rey Mysterio's acknowledged as a former WWE champion, but they don't disrespect Rey Mysterio. They will say, well, it doesn't count because it was for a day, it was for a few hours. No, he won the championship. It's in the books. That's what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think Gunther retains with a combination of what you guys all said. What you said, Brother Hugh, and what you said, Brother Brand. Like it makes sense. Like Triple H is going to find a way to make it make sense. And they've been doing a really good job of it. But how do you feel, Bryan H? Do you feel the same, or do you feel otherwise about it?
No, I mean, overall, I think Gunther wins. I think this is like his this is his first like title defense. So I think he has a big entrance and all that. But it would be nice to see Orton win.
In Germany, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he been making those rounds. He been doing the house show rounds since they've been over there with that belt.
Big enough.
And Bad Boy Jack, yep.
I want to see how the fans respond to Gunther. Like, let's see how I want to see how they respond to him. Like, one thing we don't give this guy credit for is that Walter was losing weight long before we paid him any mind. Like, I went back and watched the last NXT takeover.
Mm-hmm.
When he faced up with Dragon, I said, well, look at him. He looks kind of smaller right there. He was still bigger. He looks smaller than he was, in his true Walter form. But like, you didn't pay it any mind until he really showed up. You're like, oh wow, this dude lost all this weight. But I said, we don't give him enough credit. He was losing weight then, but it was that awkward middle phase, so you're not paying attention to it. But now we get to the main event.
When he fought Ciampa, that's when he really started. You noticed that when he was fighting Ciampa.
He was like, oh my gosh, look how small he is. But he's beefing up though. Look at his neck. Look at that. He's putting that muscle on. So, but here we go. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Bash in Berlin. I don't know if this is the main event, but it's a main event. Let's call it a day. And situation where Kevin Owens made it very clear. Hey, I was not given a rematch clause for my Universal Championship, because the Shield was running rampant and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, you know what? That makes sense. Cody Rhodes makes it very clear. You're a competitor. I respect you. You deserve a shot at the championship. Kind of a friend versus friend thing. Mm-hmm. Now, here's my issue. We all know Kevin Owens doesn't do well with friends. And he's been doing really good for himself as of lately. I mean, Randy Orton's been good. He's been a good guy forever. But there's a lack of heels right now, especially with Roman being a good guy now. I'm like, well, there's not many main event bad guys. And it's like, you're watching the interactions between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. They're teasing things, and and Kevin Owens like, hey man, listen, I hope you know I'm not that guy anymore. And I'm like, no, don't fall for that, Cody Rhodes, because I want to be happy with Kevin Owens and I love him, but I don't trust this guy. After what you did to Sami Zayn, I don't trust it. I've never trusted him. I just don't trust Kevin Owens. At any point in time, he is a prize. Go ahead, brother. He is a prize fighter, and he wants to be the top guy. He always made that clear. Like, he's made that very clear. He has been in the main event scene for the last 3-4 years, and he has not crossed over.
That is true. That is true. Now, I was just about to say, did you pay attention to his ring gear?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you brought it up. That's in my notes.
Like, well, why is he? Like, I try not to pay that any mind during the Triple H era. But then again, brother, you kind of got a point. It's like,
oh man, it makes sense. He was cripping the 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
He definitely was. I hate when he goes on SmackDown and changes anything blue. I said, bro, stop. I don't like Kevin Owens in blue. I didn't like him when he did the red, white, and blue stuff. It's nice. He's champion. He had the naked face. I don't like Kevin Owens in blue, but I don't know. Like he's going back to a very blood. It said he was crippin'. he was crippin'. He definitely started wearing that red black again. I was like, I didn't want to look into it that deep, but maybe I should. But I don't know how to ask this question, right? Because we're different. We've been around for a while. We've seen a lot of wrestling. It makes no sense for me to go, hey guys, what do you think? You think Kevin Owens is going to beat Cody Rhodes at Bash in Berlin? We're a little bit different. We're a little more intelligent, a little more smarter than that. So I guess the $1 million question is, Brian H., how does this match end? You know, we talked about before. I forgot what we watched. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. We were like, look, how many of these matches are going to have legitimate finishes, and how many of these are going to be straight dusties? Just straight. And surprisingly, it wasn't as many. I forgot what pay-per-view, what PLE it was, but it wasn't that. It might have been SummerSlam. I was like, you know what? It was way more straight matches than I expected. But Brian H., how do we come out of this one alive? Because I don't know if Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes can come out of this being friends. Kevin Owens has felt slighted for a long time. He's watching his friend who he helped when he left the WWE. He put him on with the Bucks. You know what I mean? And Kevin Owens has had to take a backseat for a long time. And no matter what the situation is, Kevin Owens has always wanted to be the top guy. He's now going to be like, okay, yeah, this is what I got. He's going to do that for a long period of time, but I think he's over it. How do we escape this match? Are these guys still going to be friends when it's all said and done?
Cody's going to bleed. He's going to have a crimson mask because Kevin Owens is going to beat him into a pulp. And after he loses, you know, it might be one of them,
shake hands and he just leaves him hanging.
Yeah, and then attacks him.
That sounds about right.
Crazy.
That's bad. He's going to go back to powerbombing people on the aprons again.
Oh gosh, no, I don't think he'd do that.
Violent.
I think he'll beat his face in.
I said, wait a minute. All the bad guys are good now. I was like, oh shoot, they need villains. What about you? What about you, brother Brandon? I think we kind of know Cody Rhodes retains, but how do we escape this match? How does this match come to an end?
Y'all looked at me. Y'all said I was crazy. I don't trust Triple H. And you just said a quick title change for a transition for Bad Blood. I mean, I understand.
1,000-day reigns, man.
No, but like even with like what Hollywood said, you gotta have Cody with the belt on the press circuit. But do you? The story is, I'm getting my belt back. I'm back in my home crowd. I'm back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust Triple H. I keep saying it's a reason because I originally thought Bad Blood was for the bloodline, but they clearly swerved us with that and said, nope, we're going to have you thinking something different, right? It's got to be.
I'm feeling WCW vibes in Atlanta, especially when I seen him on in the promos to like Metro Boomin, which is
right.
Hottest like producers, musicians out of Atlanta. I was like, so we going with the Cody Rhodes story then in Bad Blood.
That's why I'm like, I don't trust Triple H. So as much as we know Cody's going to retain. I just feel like something's going to happen to get us to Bad Blood, whether it be him with the belt or him getting disqualified. That now I got to fight you, Kevin. You know, I gave you the opportunity and this is what you did with it. And here's a story that we tell for Cody Raheem having more adversity. So you can show him as this strong champion if he keeps the title. I just got a weird feeling. I don't know what it is. Like when Hugh pointed out the ring gear, I said, yeah. And the way that he ran up on him, it's too many subtleties to make you think.
On purpose. AOP.
Yeah. It's just too much.
Whew, man. Brother Hugh, what you got? That's how it is. It's just like, man, what you got? Because I don't know if Kevin, I love Kevin Owens. I don't trust him. I'm happy he's being a good guy, being an anti-hero and fight Owens fight, but I don't. But when it comes to Kevin Owens and championships, we all know he does not share those well. Like all that friend stuff goes out the window.
Right. For some reason, I had a crazy outcome, and it involves Roman Reigns. Because I was thinking, because Germany, they don't get a chance to see Roman Reigns, so why not bring him over there, have him show up, even if he does something small. So I was thinking, but it doesn't make sense because of Jacob Fatu. But what I was thinking is, Solo gets involved in this match somehow, some way. Roman comes down. Yeah, you have the interaction, but then that can also play into Roman versus KO down the line. Just more long-term storytelling because they already have history.
Big history.
And that can be a filler feud until Roman does whatever he has to do later on down the line. But like I said, the curveball is Jacob Fatu. We know we're going to get that at some point. We just don't know when. So and plus Jacob has the boot off now. So
are we convinced that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Are you convinced that we're going to get Jacob Fatu and Kevin Owens because they both can't be the bad guy? I mean, they probably
no. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Jacob. Okay, so we're gonna get Jacob.
Nah. Yeah. See, I would love to see that match too. Kevin Owens and Jacob Fatu.
Kevin Owens and Jacob Fatu. Yeah.
But given what's going on now, I don't think it's going to happen. But I think we got to kind of throw that out the window now.
Okay.
And given what we know about Kevin Owens, I don't trust him, bro.
I don't trust him.
I do not trust him. The color change. I saw what he did with Sammy. We know him from ROH and the things he used to do in ROH. I don't trust him at all.
I don't trust him either.
So, but I think he's smart enough. All right. So at the end of SmackDown, when he ran up on Cody like that, of course, I think he was going to hit him, but he was smart enough to play it off like as if like, look, yo, I'm not messing around with you. You see what I'm saying? Like he was smart enough to do it, to play with Cody's mind
games for him. Yeah, to get his head a little bit.
I don't think if he goes full blown heel, it might not happen right now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It might happen later on down the line, where it can actually cost Cody something.
That's why I said we get edgier characters. More. I don't think we get heel or face. We just gonna get an edgier character. Yeah. Right now it's a different evolution of Kevin Owens.
Well, we saw it with Becky Lynch, right? She had a match with Bianca Belair that she clearly was the heel in, right? But then by the time at the end of the match, when I think it was the Damage Control came out the jumper, Becky Lynch immediately went from being a heel to a face just that quickly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like I could understand, like, hey, them teasing, like, oh, Kevin Owens is going to turn, but then the bloodline comes out the jump, and he's like, look, I'm mad I lost to you, Cody, and I'm pissed, but I hate them more than I did. I'm mad at you right now. You know what I mean? Because like I said, Solo's made it very clear, whoever wins, I'm up next. I don't care. Like, I'm not waiting in line again. I'm like, well, Solo, who the heck are you? Shout out to Solo Sikoa. He's a main event player, and I don't think he was supposed to be. Like
he's doing it.
I've never seen somebody this young, like just getting started, not just getting started, but like fresh to WWE, and now he's like in main event programs. I'm like, they not wasting any time with him. But that is, but do we feel like this is going to be a no contest, or somehow Cody retains off a technicality? Are we saying that?
I don't know, but somehow Solo takes it all.
Yeah, I think he has something.
He didn't get the reference.
I did. I just not going to acknowledge it like Roman Reigns. So. Any last words, gentlemen, on WWE's Bash in Berlin? Are you looking forward to anything in particular that you like? I want to see this match. I want this to happen. Or are you just going to sit back and enjoy the show, brothers? How you feeling?
Now that you said that
Roman Reigns is not on the show.
Yeah, no, now that you said that, I feel like we got to put Roman in there some kind of way because it's the crowd. They don't rob him of their Roman Reigns. Give them what they. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Roman somehow gets on the show. Yeah, but that was a different time frame. Nobody was getting them at that time.
So I'm hearing Dusty finish. That's what I'm hearing.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay. Anything else, gentlemen, about Bash in Berlin? Because I think we're just about done. We've got through the matches. We talked about AEW All In. We said a lot of positive things about AEW. We said a lot of positive things about Bash in Berlin. And any fun? Wait a minute. Yeah, is Seth Rollins supposed to be on this?
Right. He's definitely. He's definitely in the. He's definitely in the background.
Oh boy! Crazy. Wait a minute.
Curveball.
Okay. All right. Listen. We're not going to look too much into it, but okay. Anyways, any final words about Bash in Berlin, about AEW? Well, we thought we got through a lot today. This is about a 2-hour show. So, any last words before we get out of here, gentlemen?
I just know we got a lot of wrestling coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Starting Friday, New Japan and DC. I'll be there.
That should be fun.
Then we got we got WWE
Is
Saturday.
your boy gonna be
and
there?
we got NXT. Yes, Naito.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You've been waiting for
Yes.
that. I'm happy
Yes,
for
I
you. That's
cannot
how
wait.
I ain't never see you smile so hard.
Yeah, buddy. I get to see him. So yeah, you get to see
Pick it up.
Brandon's. We get to see Brandon's girl too. That's right.
Oh my gosh, the the sad part was I knew what you were talking about the minute y'all did that. I was like, oh, the CEO. You figure. Like I knew exactly who y'all talking about as soon as you did it. You didn't have to say anything. I was like, who are you talking about? Then I was like, oh, okay, got you.
Right.
Yeah. Sasha. Okay. All right, love. All right. I like Sasha Banks. I do.
I love Sasha Banks.
I can't wait for
Just
that.
not, yeah, just not a big
need-
Mercedes.
We need that realness.
Trust me, I was saying, like I said, this show's been pushed back 1,000 times, but it's like it's crazy part of it is like it's locked in, ready to go, but it's like it was for like the beginning, so it was like, well, who's she gonna wrestle? Like, is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that?
Yeah, you gotta take
Facts.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So maybe I can find a way to adapt it. I have about 3 shows in my head that I'm like doing for sure. Just added one, and so on and so forth. So it's trust me, there's a lot to come, ladies and gentlemen.
Has it been 2 years since she's been gone? This is the
She been gone.
Is this year 2? Yeah, probably because Naomi was gone for a
I
little
think so.
bit.
Yeah.
And she
but
showed
they
back
said
up
last
for
year she was
WWE.
in the crowd for All In. Remember, because she had broke her ankle.
Yeah, she was. I
Yeah.
think she just died right then at that point in time. It's probably been about a year.
No, I'm saying this is 2 years since she's been
It's
gone.
almost
from
2.
WWE.
It's almost
Okay.
2. Because she sat out for a minute, right?
Yeah, she left WWE in May 2022.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
because she showed up at All In last year, and she didn't sign with the company at the time. I think she was just there.
Right. She was just there.
That's when she made her decision. Remember?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there'll be plenty of other decisions to make. But we made it, gentlemen. We got through tonight's show. We had a lot of fun. We made a lot of comments. We're looking forward to the fireworks and Brother Brandon's screen and his Mercedes. He's got glitter coming down too. I didn't know if that was because of the dance or just the fireworks. But yeah, for those who are watching, those who are listening, please follow us on all social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube channel at The Wrestling Realm. YouTube.com/Wrestling Realm. Don't forget, Championship Culture Season 3 will be here before you know it. So pay close attention to our social media sites at The Wrestling Realm as well as at Championship Culture _, right? On Instagram. We have WWE Bash In Berlin. We had AEW All In. There's so much wrestling going on. This is the crazy time to be a wrestling fan. Wrestling is hot again. This is the moment. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot coming. We have so much in the works. We are going to start preparing for, I guess, 2025 with everything that has happened. So, like I said, stay tuned. Don't blink. Keep your eyes on all the social media channels just so you can stay in tune with what's going on, because before you know it, things will change, and we'll be back moving faster than this. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!